Hello, this is a series of 3 video talk, small how-tos on how to configure and use Zentyal Cloud. What is Zentyal Cloud? Zentyal Cloud is a platform to manage your files, your share folders, and your directory tree with your users, groups, permissions, and so on. Each one of these tutorials is going to be focused on one of the profiles, one of the roles. In this case, we are going to talk about the partner. The Zentyal partner is a person or organization that is certified on Zentyal and will provide several services to the final client. One of them is this Zentyal Cloud. So in this tutorial, to summarize, we are going to detail how to fine-tune and prepare Zentyal Cloud for the use of our clients. Well, for this example, we have an example partner and an example client. Okay, we can create another client easily, just go into settings, company profile, and just clicking on add a new client. We are going to see this form with the company name, website, contact phone, etc. But to simplify, in this example, we already have an example client. As we can see, this client already has a commercial edition that is registered in one of its Zentyal servers. Okay, so the first step. First of all, we have to provision to create the domain in Zentyal Cloud for this client. How can we do this? It's very simple. We just click the client, and here we can see the Zentyal Cloud domain. Well, for this example, I choose exampleclient.com, but here we can edit and set any domain we need for this particular client. Generally speaking, this domain will be linked, will be the same or very similar to the DNS name or Samba name of the client. So if we have electricalengineering.org, for example, we will set this name. All the users and other services that are going to be deployed by Zentyal Cloud are going to live inside this domain. Okay. Next, logically, we need a Zentyal server, commercial edition. How we can download and install this commercial edition of Zentyal server? From the home page, we have this button here, download server. So clicking here, we will see the following form, and we have the 64 bits and 32 bits versions of the ISO. This is the CD image. Okay, to simplify this scenario, I have a virtual scenario here where I already have a commercial edition of Zentyal server. Okay, let's go through the first steps of the installation, because there is one step I want to highlight. We will load the CD-ROM and start. Okay, let's choose English for this case. And well, we have the expert mode with LVM, RAID, advanced partitioning, and so on, disaster recovery. But for the sake of simplicity, in this case, we are going to go for the simple delete all disk. Okay. We have the common steps in any installation, choosing country, keyboard layout, etc. Detecting hardware. And in the next step, the installer is going to ask for the network interface that is going to connect initially to the internet. It's very important to have an internet connection during the installation of Zentyal, especially in the commercial edition. This way we will receive all the upgrades and fixes. Okay, in this case we are accessing internet, reaching internet through this interface. Is going to try DHCP auto configuration. Okay, succeed. And now we have to choose the host name. Host name will be important for other remote features. For example, the dynamic DNS, so we can have a dynamic name even if we don't have a static IP, but well, it's not what we are going to cover in this tutorial. So, okay, this is the important step. In this step, the installer is asking for the Zentyal account. This is the partner Zentyal account. So, partner example partner.com, for example, and next is going to ask for the password. Okay, once the credentials are correct, we can choose one of the available commercial editions for this server. Okay, this server is already provisioned, is already configured with one of these commercial editions. So I'm going to close this virtual machine and just boot from the hard drive. Okay. Next step. We need to create a manager for the client, a manager user. What is the manager user? What is this role? This role is going to be commented, is going to be detailed on the next video talk. The manager is a person who belongs to the client. We are not, in the general case, this is not the same role or the same profile as the partner, and this person is in charge of creating all the directory with all the users and all the groups permissions for the client organization. So this is, we can say, the original user that will create the rest of the infrastructure. Okay, how can we create this user? Very simple. From settings, users, we can add this user. Okay. This user is a client, as we said before, is a client user, not a partner user. And, well, let's call it manager. We are going to use the domain, of course. Okay, we set a password. That's it. From now on, using this manager account, we can log in into cloud. Okay, excellent. We can already log in the cloud platform. We have this guest account, which is automatic. And as we can see in the next tutorial, from here we can create all the new users and new groups. Here, Zentyal server is booting because there is still a couple of steps we can perform in order to configure and leave the scenario ready for our clients. Okay, so I'm going to access the server using my native browser. Here we have Zentyal's dashboard. And the next step will be to connect the directory. How can we do this? From here, users and computers, synchronization, sync users from Zentyal Cloud. I have this configured already. In case we don't have it, it's very easy. Just select from the list, change, apps, and save change if we need it. Okay, in this simple step, what we have done is that we have enabled synchronization in both ways. This means that any user we create using Zentyal Cloud with the manager will be synced back to the server or servers, because we can have a domain with a main controller, some additional controller, Windows controllers, etc. This is very powerful because typically we will have a lot of other services like proxies, like mails, radios for the Wi-Fi connections, and so on, that will depend on the directory. So let's create, for example, a new group called marketing, let's say, using this web interface, which is quite simple, quite intuitive. You don't need deep technical knowledge to create some example data. And then if we go to the server interface, here users and computers manage, in, well, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that, we will be able to see this new group in the directory tree. Okay, let's refresh the interface, and here we have the group marketing. Same will apply for the users, permissions, and so on. Okay, and the last thing, the last item we can configure in the Zentyal server for our final client is the file sharing, the folders. Here I already have this folder, marketing. Has to be linked with one of the groups we have created, marketing in my case as well. And to synchronize in both ways with Zentyal Cloud, we only have to check this tick here. Okay, this way, any document, any data we put in this folder will be uploaded to Zentyal Cloud, and vice versa. We can access Zentyal Cloud with one of the users, upload a PDF file, for example, and it will be copied back to the servers. So we have a hybrid approach on our data. We can access it from the cloud web platform using the desktop client that we are going to see in the third tutorial, or we can access it from the local network in the Samba shares. Okay, so to summarize, what we need to do as the Zentyal partner to tune up Zentyal Cloud for the final client. Very simple. First of all, company profile, click on the client, set up Zentyal Cloud domain. Second step, well, this can be actually done before or later, it doesn't matter, but in my example, the second step is to install the Zentyal server and link the Zentyal server with a commercial edition. Third step, create the manager, the original user that will have all the permissions to create the rest of the directory tree. And last step, configuring Zentyal server. So Zentyal server will sync this direction information with Zentyal Cloud, and also will sync Samba share folders. Okay, so following these 5 simple steps, Zentyal Cloud is configuring and ready to be used in a very autonomous manner by the final client.